Yasyatma bhutasya guru prasadat aham vimuktosmi sharira bandhat saropadeshtu purushottamasya tasyangre padam pranotosmi nityam prahlada narada parasara pundarika vyasambrisha sukha saunaka bhishma dalbhyan rukmanga udava vibhishana palgunadin punyaniman parama bhagavatam namami जन्मादि यस्य यतो अन्वयादिततश्च अभिज्ञा स्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदय आदि हवये मुह्यन्ति यः सूरयः तेजो वारिमृतां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो अमृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकोऽहं सत्यं परं धीमहि धर्मप्रोचितकैतवो अत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवम् अत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनं श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृत किं वै वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृदि अवरुध्यते अत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषभिक्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्घलितं फलं सुखं कादमृतं ध्रुवसंयुक्तं बिपद भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः नारायण नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयं मुदीरयेत् वासुदेव परा वेदा वासुदेव परामकाः वासुदेव परा योगा वासुदेव परा क्रियाः वासुदेव परज्ञानं वासुदेव परतपः वासुदेव परो धर्म वासुदेव परागतिः कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नाम संकीर्तनं यस्य सर्वपापप्रणाशनं प्रणाम दुःखशमनं तं नमामि हरिं परं हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. In the Bhagavad Gita, we concluded last when we did Bhagavad Gita that bhakti is the way that one can attain God, and bhakti has to be performed in a way that doesn't require a condition the way that we perform to God. It is my unconditional love towards God. Now the bhakti is of different stages, so everyone does bhakti, but Bhagavatam is teaching us a bhakti which is a pure state of bhakti, which is beyond the conditions. So bhaktya tu ananya sakyah vido arjuna ahameva vido arjuna. How can we understand God is told in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna himself says ahameva vido arjuna. Arjuna, the only way that I can be understood is by bhakti alone, and there is no other way that can attain me or understand me. And that bhakti is what is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam thoroughly, fully. The process to attain God is bhakti. The goal after we attain God is also bhakti. So there's no difference between the mean and the goal. It's the same, right? So unlike in the day-to-day world, the process and the goal will be different. Usually, generally, we might it's not going to be the same. For example, if I want to learn how to operate a computer, and how to operate computer in a way, then I have to do certain things so that I can operate computer, and the goal will be what am I going to use this computer for may be totally different. Whereas in the process of bhakti is what is going to take us to God. Once we are back to God, what we are going to do is also bhakti. The goal is also same, the mean is also same, bhakti has to be performed. The question is, how can we develop this bhakti? Where does the bhakti come from? One gets a bhakti because of their lot of previous punya karma, good deeds they have done, therefore they get devotion in their heart. Or is this because of their lot of activities they perform devotionally? That is what is developing bhakti within them. Or is something that God is giving them bhakti? So this is an interesting topic that we will be seeing today based on the slokas that we are going to recite today, where bhakti is itself causeless. Bhakti is itself causeless. And short answer, which is going to be followed in detail, is bhakti is caused by bhakti itself. So bhakti is caused by bhakti itself. There is no other cause. It's not because one has done a lot of good karma in many previous lives, or it's not even because of God is selecting and giving is imparting bhakti in someone's heart. It is not the case. If that's the case, then there will be a question. What's the question? Why only God is giving bhakti to certain people, not to others? He could be imparting the bhakti or knowledge to everyone, right? Why so? Therefore, that is also not a cause. So what can be a cause of bhakti? Cause of bhakti is bhakti itself. And where does this bhakti comes from is a question that we will see as we go through today. So in the last couple of classes, we have been seeing these first 3 slokas, and as an introductory slokas to Srimad Bhagavatam. Now all the sages have gathered into a place called Naimisharanya Naimisharanya Kshetra, a very holy place. This place where Brahmaji was created a mental wheel, mentally created wheel, and then he threw this wheel, wherever this wheel goes and falls, chakra, a wheel, and that's considered to be the very auspicious place to perform any good activities. When he threw this, it came and fell into this nimi. Nimi means the rims in the wheel is called, the wheel is there, the rims will be there, that's called nimi. Nimi. So therefore this rims, the wheel, went and fell into a place, and that place is called Naimi Kshetra. And also there was a demon called Gauramukha. This Gauramukha was killed within a matter of second. Nimiksha means in a second, matter of few minutes, a moment. Within a moment he was killed. Gauramukha, a demon, was killed on this place. Because he was killed in a moment, Nimiksha, therefore this place is called Naimiksharanya. Now this is from the 4th sloka of the first canto, first chapter. We are going to start from there. Naimishe animishe kshetra rasaya saunakadaya shatram swargaya lokaya sagasra samam asatha. So all the Saunaka rishis, there are many rishis headed by a rishi called Saunaka, they all were there ready. And Suta Goswami was also present there. So they were all ready to, before that they were all ready to perform 1,000 years of sacrifice. They've been already in progress. They've been doing this 1,000 years of sacrifice for the welfare of humanity. And the rishis, usually we have these questions that if he's a sannyasi, he's a brahmachari, how will that person will know my problem? Because he doesn't have a family, he doesn't have to go through any of this, whatever we are going through. So how will he understand the Grahastha's problem, people who are in the family life? Therefore, what advice they can perform? And if you see in the scriptures, all the rishis, munis, or all these great souls, they lived where? In the forest. They were living in the forest. They were living in the forest, leading life over there. Some of them were married, some of them were unmarried, and they were living in the forest. They had no access, or they didn't have anything to do with the city, Nagar, city. But once in a while they come and go, right? But that's how they are. But they are the one who's giving this Puranas and Itihasas and advices and writing. How is that? If you're appointing someone into an office, if you're a manager, you're giving a job to someone, obviously you will ask what experience you have. You give a scenario and situations, and tell them, how do you deal with the situation? Explain to me, correct? They have this interviews, they interview like this. Give me a scenario. In this scenario, how you deal this one? And then if you go and ask the rishis, you can't even ask these rishis because they never went through the scenarios. But they are the one who's giving solution to all the scenarios. Because we have a wrong conception or idea that you have to go through certain things in your life to give an advice, or it is not necessary. It is not necessary. For example, right? If say, for example, you have a glass of mercury, say easy to keep it easy. You have a glass of poison, okay? You have a glass of poison. If you drink poison, what's going to happen? What will happen if you drink a poison? You will die, right? But how do you know you will die when you drink a poison? Did you drink it before? You won't be there to tell, right? Yes.
Somebody might just tell you that if you drink poison, you will die.
Yeah.
So you know it like that.
Yeah. Similarly, it has happened. Therefore, it's not that everything and anything we have to experience, then we have to take it up. It's not going to be an easy process if that's what the life is going to be. Therefore, we take advices from the experienced person who can foresee and know what things are and what is right and what is bad. And that is what rishis and munis are for. And they all gathered. When they gathered for the benefit of humanity. Right? How many of people in general, they call a priest to their house and do a puja. Many homas they do, right? So many Sudarshana Homa, Ganapati Homa, this Homa, that Homa. You go and ask them, are you doing for the society? How many people are going to say yes? Right? Many people do for their narrowed down, their family, their micro level family, that too, right? Things like that. But then rishis have been constantly performing yagyas and chanting and all those things, never even considered for themselves, but everything that they do for the society. And that's why in Naimisharanya, they all gathered, performing for 1,000 years of sacrifice, sire sacrifice. They were ready to do the sacrifice at that point of time. During the morning time, at that point of time, Suta Goswami was also present there. He was also there. He was given a special place. Toya kalo puranani setihasani chanaga akyantani api atitani dharmasastani yani uta. The Saunaka rishis and everyone welcomed Suta Goswami. And then Suta Goswami, if you remember, is son of Romaharshana. So they were addressing Suta Goswami that you are a great person. You are a learned person. Yani Veda Vidanam Shreshto Bhagavan Badharayana Anyacha Muneha Suta Paravara Vido Viduhu. So you are very learned. You know everything. Puranas, Itihasas, Dharma Sastras. Many scriptures are there. Puranas are there. Itihasas are there. Dharma Sastra is not one. Many Dharma Sastras are there. And then you know everything. And not only you know, you did not do these things by yourself. There are always people do self-study. But the way that they are explaining here is, you learnt everything from a right source. From many rishis, many sages. Not only one class, you heard the same thing for several times from several people. Right? So your knowledge is vast and wide, and you are a realized soul, because you are from all this. You are free of any kinds of faults within you, and you study the scripture. Therefore, could you please explain to us what you learned? Only you can explain to us, because you have been very submissive to your spiritual master. Because of the blessings, we usually have an understanding that the material science and spiritual science. The material science, we always try to gather information by collecting books and reading books and going to universities or doing some studies on our own. But then the spiritual knowledge does not work like that. It is important that we also study, but the spiritual knowledge is more than we accumulate. It has to be imparted. Knowledge has to be awakened from within us. That awakening of knowledge is what is going to give us a realization. Right? Otherwise, it's going to be a collection of data. Data will be collected. I can also quote 700 slokas. I can quote 18,000 of slokas from Srimad Bhagavatham. I know everything. But then has that been awakening something within ourselves? That awakening process will not happen unless and until one is submissive to receive the knowledge of bhakti, the scripture, through serving the spiritual master, through a guru. And then now, when the Suta Goswami has been given a nice place, offered, now the Saunaka rishis and everyone together were asking a question. There are 6 questions that they ask. They're going to ask 6 questions. And that 6th question is an introduction to this chapter, the first chapter that we are seeing. And then later, Suta Goswami is going to narrate what he heard from Shukadeva Goswami. And over there will be another set of questions. And these set of questions asked by the Saunaka and the another set of questions answered by Shukadev Goswami combined together is what? 18,000 slokas of Srimad Bhagavatam. Questions are very simple. It's not hard questions at all. But the thought is really high, the way that it's been responded. Now, that the very first question that they ask is Pumsam ekantaga shreyah tanna samsitam arhasi. Pumsam tatra bhavata yat vinishitam. He says, could you please, the very first question they ask Suta Goswami is, could you please tell us what is the absolute and ultimate goal for the people in general? For people in general, right? This is how the question should be. The question are two types. When you ask someone a question, it can fall into two categories. One is it can be a generic question. One can it be a specific question. The generic question is you will get a wider and clear answer when you ask a generic question. When you ask a specific question, you're going to get a specific answer. You won't get a broad answer, wide answer. Right? Say for example, I'm coming into here and telling Mahati. I'm asking someone, right? I'm asking Mataji. Mahati is a wonderful singer, right? I'm asking Mahati. I'm coming to your class. You're running a children class, and I'm coming to a class, and Mahati is a wonderful singer, right? I'm asking. Is that a generic question or a specific question? And what is the answer going to be? Yes or no? Done. I'm going to come and ask another question in the class. In your class, who is a good singer? She might be the best singer. I'm going to ask you, who is the best singer in your class? That's a generic question. And the answer you're going to get is going to be absolute answer. Because you're not driving the answer by your question. You're not posting the answer, this is what the answer I want. Rather, you're giving placing a question to the person to answer, to think and give a broader answer that is beneficial in long term. Right? Not forcing you and driving you to a particular answer. Right? So it's like that when we also, like the Saunaka Rishis, when they gathered, they were asking these questions. This question, very first question is, please tell me what is an absolute and ultimate beneficial thing for people in general. That's the very first question they ask. What is the absolute truth? And then they go, why they ask this? Please come. Please come in the front. You can also little come forward. Come here, come. Koshi, come. So why all of the sudden, sit, please. Why all of the sudden Saunaka Rishis have to ask this question is because they were in the juncture of a shift from one time frame to another time frame. It's already started. Krishna was in Dwapara Yuga, right? Therefore, the Kali Yuga is going to start, it's going to progress. Therefore, they know what Kali Yuga is all about. Kali Yuga is all about. Therefore, they are telling now, it is important that we have to ask this question for the benefit of people in Kali Yuga. And if you all not aware of whom we are talking about, it's about us. We are in this Yuga called Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga, previous Yuga is called Dwapara Yuga, previous to that is Trayata Yuga, previous to that is called Krita Yuga. Right? These are 4 Yugas. We are in Kali Yuga. After this, again what happens is the cycle repeats. Satya, Traita, Dwapara and Kali. It keeps repeating every time. Now, this Kali Yuga is starting, it's just progressing. Therefore, please, it is important for us to know what is beneficial for the people. Prayena alpa aisha sabhya kalo asmin yuge janaha mandaha sumandamatayo mandabahye upadritaha. So the Saunaka Rishi says, Prayana alpa ayusha sabha, means saying Prayana alpa ayusha. In Kali Yuga, people have prana, ayushu or alpa ayushu. Alpa ayushu means fragile. Not to say that the previous Yuga, the lifetimes are guaranteed, it's not fragile. The life is going to be fragile whether you are in Satya Yuga or in the Kali Yuga. But the opportunity in Kali Yuga to life to be fragile, we made it more complicated in such a way, we never know when you leave a house, you're going to come back. right? It could be anything. You drive, you might get into an accident. You walk on somewhere, something come and fall on you, because we build so many things. Our roads are wide. We speed it up, and even some, I don't know if true, some you carry this for a long time, they're saying you're getting heart disease or it might burst. So many things are there. We have created and complicated the Kali Yuga. Therefore, Alpa Ayushu. Even otherwise, in Kali Yuga, the lifespan is less compared to the previous years. People were living thousands of years, 10,000s of years, and when we saw Ramayan and so forth, Dasaratha and Jatayu. How old was Jatayu? 60,000 years old. And Dasaratha was also 60,000 years old. Okay? When they had a child. When Dasaratha had a child, he was 60,000 years old. Right? There was an interesting narration in Ramayana where Ram and Sita Sita was conceived at that point of time, and Ram and Sita was in that swing, and Ram was swinging Sita like this, and they were having a nice conversation, talk. At that point of time, Sita was expressing something, and then Ram is saying that I'm happy that we are going to have child. And then he said, what is this? 1,000 years over. That time when they had, this was 1,000 years. That time was 1,000 years. When Ram, Sita were going to be parent of 1,000 years. And then Rama was saying, we are much better than our father. He got children at 60,000 years. We are at least better. 1,000 years we are going to have a child. Right? Like that. So Alpa Ayushu. Alpa Ayushu means life is so very fragile, very short. We don't know what it is. And with this Alpa Ayushu, we have so many big plans. Very big plans. As if we are going to live forever. Right? We saw this in our Bhagavad Gita class also, where Chanakya Pandit says that. What does he say? If you want to progress materially, a successful man in the society, in the world, think that you will never. Exactly. You will never die. And if you want to progress spiritually, guess what? You will die right away. Think like that. But we can know what sort of, and why is giving conflicting, and it's not conflicting, it's very clear. If a person is passionate about want to achieve something in his life and he's thinking that tomorrow he's going to die, why he has to go to school? Why he has to spend a lot of his energy into, he's going to die anyway tomorrow. So he should not think he's going to die. He should think that he's going to never die, he's going to live forever. That's when he can achieve something in his life. But then it's other way when you come to spirituality, that you should think that you're going to die any moment. Any moment. Because when you think like that, you'll become more serious. You become more serious, spend spiritually more time on Alpa Ayushu. Kalo Asmin Yuge Janaha, in Kali Yuga, this Jana, in the Kalo Asmin, now the Kali Yuga, Jana has less span. Mandaha means lazy. People in Kali Yuga are lazy. Now you must be asking a question, no, that's not true. I see, we are scientifically we have progressed so much. Our technologies are gone to extreme, and we can do it. This cannot happen if you're lazy. You have to be active, right? How can a lazy person invent something? How can a lazy person can be successful in his life? So Mandaha meaning they are active materially. When it's come to spirituality, they are very lazy. Very, very lazy. Right? When it comes to spirituality, they are lazy. Even material, there are lazy people. Even materially wise also, people are very lazy. They will think, we'll see when it comes. We'll see whenever it happens. Mandaha, Sumanda Matayo, Mandaha, Sumanda Matayo. They are misguided or doesn't know what to do. Sumanda Matayo. They don't know what to do. They are lazy, one disqualification. Second, they are misguided or they don't know what to do. Somehow or the other, this lazy person is brought to a Bhagavatham class. Just imagine. You tell him, please, one day you come and sit over here. And he's telling next class, next time. Say for example, there's a Saptaham happens. And then this person asks, you keep telling him, please come at least one day. Saptaham is going on, please come one day. And on the 8th day, he's asking, can I come today? Saptaham means it's only for 7 days. On the 8th day, he's saying, I'm ready, I can come now. So much lazy this person is. And if at all he comes and sits in the class, nothing goes inside. How much ever you tell, that thing will go inside. That person will think he's talking to someone else. This is not for me, he's talking to someone else. Or they cannot understand anything. Sumanda Matiyo, Manda Bhagya. Manda Bhagya. Say, Manda Bhagya means, if at all they come and sit here, is their Bhagya, Manda Bhagya means they are not lucky, misfortunate people, that's when they get sleep. They'll go to sleep. Or something else will happen. Right? So, Upadritaha means disturbed. People in Kali Yuga are very disturbed. You finally, this person comes, someone from avoiding all the phone calls and all the people, finally he comes and sits into the class. And whoever have to call him, that person comes to this class and tell him, please come out. Okay, I want to talk to you. So, or a phone call comes. All the disturbance happens. They cannot focus anything. Kali Yuga is so much full of these things. Anyone who's trying to do bhakti, Kali is waiting to pull that person from performing performing bhakti. It's just waiting for an opportunity. That's a service has been given to Kali Yuga. We'll see when we go to the future chapters why so and how so. So, prayena alpaishu sabhyah kalo asmin yuge janaha mandaha sumandamatiyo mandabahya hi upadritaha. Now the second question has been asked by the sage. What the first question? Yes?
What is the thing that can get you back to God?
What is more beneficial? What is absolute and what is the ultimate benefit for the people in general? People in general means not only American, not only Indian, in general, for everyone, irrespective of whatever they are. Bhurini bhuri karmani sotavyani vibhagasah ataha sadho atrayat saram samudritya manishaya bruhi badhraya bhutanam ena atma suprasidati. Now he is asking, there are many varieties of scriptures. Many people say many things. You do this one. You will be going to a temple and doing some puja. One person, hey, what are you doing? I am doing this puja. Hey, why that puja? Do this puja. People will be giving all sort of advices. People will be trying to tell all sort of things. Because there are so many scriptures, so many duties, dharmas, and so many people around us to confuse us. Therefore, they are bhurini bhuri karmani. Many duties are there. Many things we hear about, so many things. There are so many different sections of instructions are there. But, Suta Goswami, could you please give us the essence of all the scriptures? Because we cannot do any of this research work. You please tell us an essence of all the Dharma Shastra, all that is told in the Puranas, Itihasas and Vedas, all that the great soul says. You please explain to us. So the second question they are asking is, so Suta Goswami is, explain the essence of the scriptures, again, for the good of all living beings. Okay, that's the second question. Now the third question is quite interesting, because that's how this whole shift happens. The Bhagavatam, why the Bhagavatam and so forth. Now, Suta Jhanasi Badhramte Bhagavan Satvatam Patihi Devikyam Vasudevasya Jato Yasach Kirsaya. In this sloka is why Krishna appeared as the son of Devaki and Vasudev. Why Devaki and Vasudev? Why did he appear? That's a third question he is asking. Apanna samsritam ghoran yen nama vishayo granam tataha sadhyo michitte yet bibati swayam bhayam. It is important that we should hear the stories of Krishna and we should chant the name of Krishna, because that's the only way where we can be relieved from the cycle of repeated birth and death. Please understand, now how many of you have read Bhagavatam? How many of them know Bhagavatam completely, fully? Right? Now, not to challenge anyone, what I'm trying to say is that the audience, the hearer and the speaker over there in Naimisharanya know less. They already know everything. the person who are asking question, they know all those things, but they ask question. Right? Sometimes we also come to classes, we also know something, and we ask question. Why we ask question? Whether this guy knows or not. Whether this guy knows the answer or not. Let me test him. Right? That is the intention of we asking question. But when the Saunaka rishis and great sages, they ask the question, how many times you will ask the same question? It is not that how many times. The more you ask the question, the more you hear from many, many great souls, the more you become convinced and your faith increases. That's all it is. And there's no any limitation of why should we ask the same question again and again and again. There's nothing wrong. Therefore, they said that the point here is that they know that how chanting is very important. Chanting name of Krishna is so very important. Hearing the Krishna Katha is very important. They know all these things. Therefore, they ask in the Kali Yuga, the best way, what's the best way that we can be free from quarrel and hypocrisy? Kali has two major things to do. Kali Yuga has two major things to do. When Parikshit Maharaj is going to deal with Kali, the details are going to come, but in short, we are saying now Kali has two things to do. One is it creates a quarrel among people. Sounds easy to understand, right? Quarrel among people meaning not quarrel among India and Pakistan, not quarrel between Soviet Union and United States. It's not between countries. That is all we know. That has been there not in Kali Yuga. Even in the Trayata Yuga, even Satya Yuga, there were quarrel. The demons were in a different planet, and Asuras in a different planet. They were fighting quarrel. In the next Yuga, the demons were in the same planet. And the next Yuga, the demons were in the same place. In the Kali Yuga, within us, just imagine how serious matter it is. And each one of us are going through this one in Kali. You don't need to go and search for the demons outside. Demons are within us, constantly working towards us, how to pull us down. Right? And just imagine my demon is working here and your demon is working there, and it's a clash between two demons. Quarrel. And this demon inside, right, are of the same person, within the same family or same organization, a non-profit organization. That means that the organization is not expecting anything as a profit, and that non-profit organization will have, Kali is working very hard to make it a profitable organization. Yeah, because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Karmanevadikarasya ma phaleshu kadakshana. He says, do your duty without expecting anything in return. Don't expect any profit. Therefore, in Kali Yuga, we all started this non-profit organization saying that we are not expecting anything. But Kali knows where to tap, where to attack us. He is constantly knows. Even a two thick people who are sincere can be split into two. That's Kali. That's Kali. I don't know if I told this, I would have. Where this person is a Brahmana, very sincere Brahmana. He gets up right on time for Mangalarti. Never failed. You remember? Please tell. I don't know the meaning of this one. It can tell too. Enough is enough, please. Or he's telling, please tell. So anyway, I'll take it, please tell. Okay? That makes more comfortable. So this Brahmana is Pakka Brahmana. He does a service at the temple, gets up on time, does the Abhishek and everything on time. He does this for several years on time, punctual, clean, everything. One day he was really very tired. He was sick and really tired. Never failed. That day he was very tired. Within 30 minutes, the temple has to be opened. Just 30 minutes left. So 25 minutes, 20 minutes. So at that point of time, someone came to this person and then tapped on his back and shook him and said, get up, it's time. You just have 20 minutes. Otherwise you will miss Mangalarti. Get up. And then this man gets up and sees it's just 20 minutes left, and he just didn't even see who's next to him and so forth. He's single by himself, but someone woke him up. So he went and took shower, got up, and right on time, just opened the door and got inside. And he completed everything pakka on time and came out, and what would have happened in my record? Today I would have haven't made this Mangalarti. Then he now is thinking, I am single, I am brahmachari, I am living by myself. He goes back, at 4:20 someone came, and 4:35 someone came and woke me up, right? He goes back to his home, as ashram. That person was still sitting there. He said, who are you? Why are you here? Why did you wake me up? Thank you so much. He did Dandavat. And then he said, thank you so much. Now he said, who are you? He said, I am Kali. What? Kali? Yes, I am Kali. That means the Kali personification, Kali Yuga. Yes, I am so. But why did you wake me up? You should let me sleep more. Because Manda, Sumanda Matayo, Manda Bhagya in Kali Yuga, that's how you have to propagate. Why instead of making me further lazy, you woke me up and I went and did. What a great service you did. Excuse me. See, if I don't wake you up, you will fail. If you fail, there's a problem. Therefore, I woke you up so you can continue your record well. Why so? Because if you continue the record well, within yourself you have that pride that I never failed. And that one pride is enough for you to fall down. That one is enough for you to fall down. That is why I want you to keep your record pakka. So just imagine the way that Kali is working on us. We can't even imagine. We must be thinking I'm spiritually doing very good. And thinking spiritually doing very good is also Kali's program. That I am great, better than others. I am wonderful. I am following all this thing perfectly. And this person doesn't follow. That is enough for Kali. Come on. You are entered into my record now. Right? Now, the fourth question is, describe about the Lord who performed the adventures in his various incarnations. Fourth question is, please explain to me the different incarnation and various pastimes that he performed. Fifth question, narrate the transcendental pastime specifically about Krishna, multi-incarnation. And then he goes to, we are eager to hear Krishna's and Balram's pastime. But quite interesting here, Bhagavatam is of 12 cantos. It's huge, big literature, 18,000 slokas. And majority of this question is about Krishna and Krishna's pastime. And then the Bhagavatam does not speak initially. The answer should be to speak about Krishna. The Krishna's pastime does not start until we get to the 10th canto of Bhagavatam. 10th canto of Bhagavatam. It's waits. And Kalim Agatam Agnyaya Kshetrasmi Vaishnave Vayam Asina Dirga Satrena Katayam Sakshana Arihi. Knowing well that Kali Yuga has already begun, we assemble here to hear the pastimes and stories and leelas of Krishna. My dear Suta Goswami, could you please explain to us? And the way that they tell to Suta Goswami is like, you are the captain of the ship. You are the captain, it says it. Karnadhara ivarnavam. Arnavam, iva arnamam. Arnava means ocean. Iva on this ocean, you are the Karnadhara. Karnadhara means you are the captain of this particular ship. Suta Goswami, you are the captain of the ship, and this is the ocean. We are all in the ocean, don't know how to get out of this ocean. And this ocean is called samsara, a repeated birth, death, disease and old age, where we keep repeatedly taking birth again and again and again. We don't know how to come out of it. Therefore, you are the one who can take us and cross us out from this to the other end, this place to other end. Please take us out of this place. Sixth question, the last question. Now he is asking here, Bruhi Yogeshwara Krishne Brahmanye Dharma Varmani Swam Kastam Adyunopate Dharmaha Kam Sharanam Gataha Sharanam Dharmana Kam Sharanam Gataha. My dear Suta Goswami, now Krishna has departed from this world. The Krishna's went, his Leela is over, he is departed. Now could you please tell me, where did Dharma go? Because Krishna was present, Dharma was there. When Krishna is gone, where did Dharma take shelter upon? Where did Dharma go? Then Dharma come, Sharanam Gata. Where did it taken the shelter? Dharma has taken the shelter. Again, 6th question I am repeating. Please remember, because that's what is going to continue. This is slokas. First question is what is beneficial for humanity in general? That word is very important, in general. Second question, what is the essence of all the scriptures? The essence of all the scriptures. Essence of all this, when the answer is going to come, that means we don't need to worry about which scripture I need to read to find an answer, because this Srimad Bhagavatam is what going to be the essence of all the scriptures, naturally. The third question is purpose of Krishna appearance as a son of Devaki and Vasudeva. What is the purpose? Why he appeared as son of Krishna, Vasudeva and Devaki? And then the fourth question is, could you please elaborate the pastimes of Krishna? Elaborate the pastimes of Krishna. And the fifth question is, also please tell me the stories of various avatars. Tell me the stories of various avatars, right? And the last question is, where did Dharma take shelter after Krishna departed? After Krishna departed. And that completes the chapter 1. We are going to the second chapter. The second chapter, the summary of the second chapter is 3-part. The process, the goal, and the connection between the object and the person itself. So let's see this thing. It is called that Abhidhaya, Prayojana and Sambandha. These three things are quite very important for us to understand. So this is what the second chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam in the first canto talks about. Sambandha means, so what is the relationship with you and your brother? Stupid question, no. What is the relationship? Or let me ask this. What is the relationship between you and the person sitting over there? Right there. Sitting over there. What's the relationship? What's the relationship? Come on, it's an easy answer.
He doesn't know that.
What is the relation? You tell, please. He's your father. How did you know? Did you Google search? Did your teacher tell? Did you do your research PhD? How do you know he's your father? Tell me. You just trusted?
Yeah.
Srihari wants, yes, go ahead. Where is your father? Okay, so how do you know he's your father?
When you're small, you were with your father, and then when you grow up, you can trust him because you know him, you were with him when he was small.
My grandfather also with me when I was born. He was also a trustable person. My uncle was there. My father's brothers were there. And still they are there. We are all living together unitedly. So how do I know which one is my father? Mother will tell us, Srihari, this is that father. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I will excuse us. So, this is your dear father. And then here's how the mother introduces the father to the child. Right? And by the introduction, not that every time it happens, by the interaction we will know. Father-mother relationship, children-parent relationship, we'll come to know. This is our father. And that is called Sambandha Jnana. Sambandha Jnana means the knowledge about the relationship is quite very important. If you don't know the relationship between us and God, there's no need for me to do anything to do with God. Yes or no? If I don't know the relation that He is my Father, then what am I have to do with Him? There's nothing. Therefore, it is quite very important that we understand the basics of relationship between us and God. Otherwise, we're not going to go to temple. We are not wanting to do any puja, chanting, reading Bhagavatam, and nothing has to be done. No relationship at all. Do you try to help someone who has a relationship? In the first level. The great souls doesn't see any of those things. But in general, right? In general, we have a relationship. America is giving a specific budget to homeless people. America is going to do, because these are my citizens. I have a relationship with these people. Therefore, I want to help these people. I help someone because they are in some way or other related to me. Some way or the other. Right? Therefore, the relationship concept is so very important. Sambandha jnana. Sambandha jnana. Sambandha jnana. Then if I have a relationship with A and B, these two are related in some way. I have a relationship, and what am I going to do next? What am I going to do this next? That is called the process. Knowledge is not sufficient enough. I know he is my father. Father knows he is my son. Is that sufficient enough to move on with the life? Just having a knowledge. Is it not? It is basic necessity. But then after that, something should happen between father and son. Something should happen. There should be a movement. That is called to establish the relationship that's been cultivated before. Knowledge is there. Now I have to establish that relationship. That is called the abhidhaya. The process to establish a relationship. And that process in relation to God and us is called by the process of bhakti. Bhakti is the process where we can establish that relationship. Okay, I have a relationship, father-son relationship, and now I love each other by performing a bhakti. After performing bhakti, what's the goal of doing all this thing? Prayojana. Prayojana means what do I get out of it? Prayojana. What's the benefit out of it? Right? I'm doing these things. Right? Why do you go to school?
Yes, you need to learn.
You need to learn. What do you do by learning?
Listening to your teacher.
Huh?
Listening to your teacher.
No, what is the purpose of learning? Why do you have to learn? Yes.
It will help you when you grow older.
In what way?
Your job.
Find a job. Why do you need a job?
To live.
Why you have to live? It is not a joke question. It's a serious question. This is exactly how the Srimad Bhagavatam school proceeds. What is the purpose of life? Why are you living? That's exactly the direction these slokas are taking us. Why are you living? What is the purpose? Yes.
To go back to Krishna.
That's the answer, right? Let's. Different people will have different answers. Our Srihari has the answer that we want to go back to Krishna. Some people will have different to leave whatever it is. The things are, it could vary, right? So there's a purpose. So what is the purpose of doing bhakti? The question to you all. What's the purpose of doing bhakti? We started an introduction today. What is the purpose? That is why introduction is very important as a base to continue our discussion. What is the purpose of doing bhakti?
Come out of life and death cycle.
Okay. Huh?
But
Again, hand here, hold on. It is very clearly spoken as the introduction. Purpose of doing bhakti is to perform bhakti. Simple. Simple. Don't get things too complicated. And the person who is thinking about, I want to get out of repeated birth and life, cycle of repeated birth and life, and then free from all this kama, krodha, all this is all in reality as per the Bhagavatam standard. These are some fundamental basic things. Basic things. We know that for us. Right? Fundamentally, why are you still talking about the basic of want to get out of repeated birth and death and controlling mind and all these things? Process of doing bhakti is to do. Goal is to perform bhakti. Bhakti to bhakti. That's all it is. That's the goal of it. And as we seen several examples in the Bhagavatam class also. What's your name over here? Huh? Brinda. Have you ever taken medicine? Cough medicine? What flavor? Huh?
Cherry.
Cherry. Brinda likes a cherry syrup, cough syrup. And then, do you take 1 spoon or 2 spoon? 1 spoon. Sometimes when you get all right, would you still feel like wanting to have that 1 spoon? Not as very good. But angel children will say that, could you please give me today also? But then you're already out of your sickness. Why you want to drink? Yesterday I was sick, therefore I took that one. Now I'm drinking not because I'm sick, because I like it. Yesterday I was doing bhakti because that was the rules and regulation that I have to do bhakti. I have to chant, I have to come to class, I have to do some service at the temple. I have to do because I was a sick person. For example, I was sick, I have to follow certain rules and regulation. Now that you are no more sick, but still I want to chant, I want to read Bhagavatham, I want to do some service. Why? Not because you are sick, because now you like it. Now you like it. And that is when we understand that now, how do we gauge ourselves, we are progressing spiritually or not, is by this example, by this thing. Am I being forced? I'm not having interest, but still I am doing, which is not bad, but I'm still doing. Or I'm doing because I like to do it. That's where we have to make ourselves differentiate ourselves. Are we growing spiritually, or are we in the process of growing, still in the same level, right? That's what we need to understand. That this is the introduction of the second chapter of 1, where when the Saunaka Rishis, they all asked this question, when Suta Goswami is ready and completely pleased, and he's going to respond back. He say, iti samprishna samshrishta viprano roma arshanaha pradipuja vachas tesham pravaktam upacharkane. Now Suta considered is very much happy when questions like this has been asked. When he asked, he became so excited, very happy, and he felt the audience are perfect audience. They are asking questions which is beneficial for anyone and everyone, not only for that period of time, for ages to come. And here Roma Harshana Putra, Roma Harshana is Suta Goswami's father. And Ugra Shavas is the name of actual name of Suta Goswami is Ugra Shavas. Ugra Shavas means ear. Shrava means ear. Ugra Shavas means very the ear which is of Ugra means ferocious. I mean, you could say ferocious, but it is such a ear which can hear powerful things. Not that you make the room full of speakers and sound system and then still your drums are active. Right? It's not like that. I mean, good messages, heavy hard things, Ugra Shava. Where his father is Roma Harshana. When Roma Harshana tells stories, Puranas and Itihasas, people will come to the edge of the seat and listen. It will be so interesting when Roma Harshana tells a story. Father is such a wonderful narrator of stories, and son is like that, who is very attentively hearing person. And what a wonderful combination, father and son combination, right? Now, Sukha, when this question has been posed, and Suta Goswami is going to start speaking now. He is ready to speak, and this is the sloka that he speaks. And how he speaks is, it just goes back and reflects about Sukadev Goswami. That's how he starts thinking, and then he's going to narrate things. Yam pravajantam anupetam apekta krityam dvaipayano vihara khatra ajuvaha putreti tan mayataya tarvo abhinetus tam sarva bhuta hridayam munim anantosmi. Then over here, Suta Goswami says that Sukadev Goswami, who is situated at that point of time, who left his home when he was 16 years old. He left the home. He was born, immediately he left the home. And the father, Tanmaya, the father felt that his property has been lost. Who is Sukadev Goswami's father? Vedavyas. As soon as son was born, he walked out. And now he feels, Tanmaya, that which belongs to me, Tanmaya, is lost. I'm losing my property. So he was running behind Sukadeva Goswami, calling out, Putra, oh Putra, oh Putra, my dear son, please stop. Don't run away, don't go out of the house, please stop. He's just calling out of attachment. Vyasadeva, out of attachment to his son, is calling out. So one might be thinking, what? The whole purpose of reading Bhagavad Gita, reading all the scriptures to become detached, right? Become detached. And over here, Vedavyas is attached. And Vedavyas is the one who's given all the Puranas, Itigasas and Vedas and everything, and he's telling, detach yourself. Everywhere you read the same thing, detach yourself. And this person is saying, my son, and my son. Right? How is that? When Vedavyas is calling out as my son, the son was walking without even turning back, but the trees around in that forest, they were also screaming out, calling out, my son. They were also feeling the same feeling of Vedavyas, and they were also calling out Sukadeva Goswami, my dear son. He was just reflecting back, my dear son, and my dear son, my dear son. Okay? So we also know that when Sukadeva was walking away, and Vedavyas were also going there was a group of women, young girls, were taking bath. And then when Sukadeva Goswami was walked away, they were normal. And Vedavyas, the old man with a white beard, he was running. When he was crossing, these girls was taking bath, were closing themselves, covering themselves. And then Vedavyas stopped for a minute and was thinking, and what? I am an old man. Seeing old man, they should not be, like this. Rather, my son was only 16 years old. When he was running, walking, they were normal. They didn't cover themselves. But I was going, they had a doubt. He was not sure. He was confused now. He went to the girls who were taking bath. And then he asked this question, what is this? I am an old man. Rather giving respect to me, you are just doing like this. What? And the girls immediately said, why even this question that you're asking, your son did not ask. You are asking. That means what? You saw the difference between us and these trees and these birds, your son and everyone. But your son, even though we were present, he didn't see any difference at all. He saw everyone as one. Atma. Everyone as Atma. You see the difference and your son didn't see the difference. That's the greatness of your son. Therefore, one should not think Vedavyas is lower and Sukadeva Goswami is greater. To emphasize how great his son, who is going to speak Bhagavatam, Vedavyas himself took this position to glorify his son by asking this question to these girls. That's how we have to understand. In no way Vedavyas is lower, right? That even if you remember, and also the question about how that part we can understand, but how can Vedavyas say my son? Because mamata tyaga, three tyagas should be, three things are important that we heard repeatedly in Bhagavad Gita class. Right? What are the three tyagas? Who can recollect and tell? Mamata tyaga. Mamata tyaga means this is mine. I mean, mama means mine. My car, my laptop, my house, my son, my daughter, my wife, my husband, etc. This is all mine. Mine, right? Mamata. Therefore, it is said, we read in Bhagavad Gita, Mamata tyaga. One tyaga we have to do is, don't get attached to things. Mamata tyaga. Second one, Palatyaga. What does Palatyaga means? Palatyaga means do what you have to do, but do not expect the result, what's going to come. Do things as your duty. So Mamata tyaga, Palatyaga, 3. Kartritva tyaga. I am the doer. Kartritva. We have to also give hands. Kartritva tyaga. Kartritva tyaga means I am the doer. I, that aham. Therefore, understanding these things, Bhagavad Gita written by who? Vedavyas, Mahabharata, right? And now he is telling, O Putra, how is that? Because it is said very nicely that getting attached to a person who is very saintly is not the same attachment that we have with material relationship. Therefore, just imagine in a family, husband is a devotee, wife is a devotee, children are a devotee, and having attachment to within this family, there is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong because they have an understanding their attachment is towards Atma Bandhus, not Sharira Bandhu. There are two things, Atma Bandhu and Sharira Bandhu. Bandha means relationship. Sharira Bandha means I am attached to someone because this person is my product. I have a blood relationship, body relationship, therefore I like this person. That is called Sharira Bandham. And what's going to happen to Sharira Bandham when that person goes? Ends there. It ends there. Whereas the Atma Bandha is, I am not connected to this person because of the blood relationship or bodily connection. I am Atma, that person is an Atma. Therefore, this relationship is Atma to Atma relationship much greater, and it breaks the bondage of that blood relationship and society and country and my jati, my etc. etc. It's all breaks it because Atma Bandha means Indian Atma, Telangana Atma, Andhra Pradesh Atma. Now we have two Atmas. Right? That Atma is different, my Atma is different. Like that. No. When it comes to Atma, it doesn't matter. Therefore, everyone is related to everyone. And therefore, that type of relationship is going to be long lasting rather than this Sharira Bandham. Right? So, therefore, having attachment to people in this way is nothing wrong. In Ramayana, also, we saw where Janaka, where Vaishampayana, Janaka had a guru, and where guru will come to Ayodhya and he will wait for everyone will be sitting there. Everyone will be sitting there ready. Now it's 10:30, class has to start. Everyone is there. One person did not come. Not yet. But the guru will wait 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. After Janaka comes, that's when the class will start. So the students all thought that it's quite obvious. Like any other guru, our guru also influenced. He is getting a lot of donation. And he is a king. Therefore he has to wait. No other choice. What to do? And Guru understood. Vaishampayana, he understood that, my disciples are thinking something wrong. So we have to make them understand that it's not because of that reason what they are thinking, it's because Janaka Maharaj is a great soul. So what he did was quite interesting. Everyone was sitting in the class, Janaka was also there, and class was going on. At that point of time, Guru, he created an illusory fire breakout in the palace. And an illusion is not real. The pillars were falling off, and the ceilings were falling down, and everyone were running here and thither, and everyone is falling off, someone is screaming, and all sort of chaotic things were happening. Everyone. Now, interestingly, all the brahmacharis sitting were also running, taking their chadar and running away. Everyone was sitting in the classroom, everyone ran, except the Guru and Janaka Maharaj. Guru knows because it's an illusion, it's not real. And Janaka Maharaj was also sitting there attentively, only hearing. Class was still going on. Hearing to the message. And with his power, he subsided everything. Everything came back to normal. All the disciples all came back now. And the Guru asked, where did you all go? Guruji, it was fire and we have to save ourselves. And then he asked, Janaka Maharaj, he asked Janaka, Raja, why you did not go? And Janaka said that, if I go, then what is the purpose of I am hearing all this lecture from you, all these years? You already told us we are not this body. And body cannot be destroyed, withered, soaked, killed, cut into pieces. Atma cannot be cut into pieces. None of those things can be done to the Atma. Body is temporary. If I lose this body, I'm going to get another body, new package. So what's the big deal about it? When all the brahmacharis and everyone heard, they felt ashamed of how they misunderstood their guru and Janaka Maharaj. That great Janaka Maharaj was. Now, that great Janaka Maharaj, in his Valmiki Ramayana, he says an introduction is introducing Sita to Lord Ram. Quite interesting. Mama Sutta Saha Dharma Charitavaha. He says, my dear Rama, let me introduce someone. This is my daughter, Mama Sutta, my daughter. Take it. This is my daughter. Now you are all detached. Why do you say my daughter? Right? You are detached. Daughter is not yours. Kingdom is not yours. Nothing is yours. How can you say Mama? And with pride you are telling that too. Mama Sutta, my daughter. Therefore the same meaning applies here. He is not telling my daughter to an ordinary being. Sita by quality, by behavior, chastity, everything, she is outstanding. Therefore, telling she is my daughter gives more, makes Janaka much more greater by having such an association. There is nothing wrong in saying so. In that way, how it happened in this. Now, he goes on. Sutta Goswami said, it is simply because of the mercy of Sukadev Goswami that I was able to listen the message of Srimad Bhagavatam, which was narrated at that point of time. It is simply because Sukadev, my guru, I heard this one. Narayana namaskrityam naram chaiva narotavam devim saraswatim vyasam tadojayam udirayet. After explaining, after praying obeisances and prayers to his guru Sukadev Goswami, Sutta Goswami, then he prays his pranams, obeisances to Devatas. Narayana namaskrityam naram chaiva narotavam devim saraswatim vyasam tadojayam udirayet. Then he goes saying that Munaya sadhu prashto aham bhavadbhi lokamangalam yet Krishna samprashno enatma suprasidhati. You people have asked a wonderful, beneficial, nice question. Very useful for everyone. I am very happy. Let me explain to you. So, what's the very first question? Children here, what's the very first question? That the sages of Naimisharanya asked? Do you remember what's the first question? Yourself? Okay? Okay, you have notes, you can tell. First question. What is that ultimate, absolute, beneficial thing for people in general? Savai pumsam paro dharma yato bhakti radhoksaji ahaituki apratigata yatma suprasidhati. The first question answer is this one. This is the second chapter, 6th sloka. He says, that which is very beneficial, ultimately good for all people in general, savai pumsam paro dharma. Dharma of two types. Aparadharma, parodharma. There's an ordinary dharma and there's a paradharma, supreme dharma. Right? Supreme dharma, pumsam, for all humanity, yato bhaktir adoksaje. Biggest dharma, paradharma is bhakti. Bhakti is the ultimate. Ahaituki, that bhakti, how that bhakti should be? Ahaituki apratihita. It has to be uninterrupted, unmotivated, and uninterrupted. Why do you go to temple? Question. Why do you go to temple? Can you tell? What's your name? Pranavi, please tell, why do you go to temple?
To pray.
What do you pray?
To God.
Of course. To God, what do you pray? Some people are, I don't know it's in your culture or not, but in where I am from, people doesn't want to say what they pray. The reason is because then it will not happen. They are fearful. If I reveal what I pray to God, then it will not happen. right? They have a fear like this. But when you read all the prayers of acharyas, it's all so open, because those prayers are general and good for everyone. Our prayers are not good for anyone. It's only good for myself, not even through my family members. I have to be nice first, right? Then my family members, if they are. Now what do you pray, Pranvi?
You pray to have good luck.
Good luck. Good luck. To you or to your father, mother?
To everyone.
To everyone. To everyone within your family or to everyone outside your family?
To everyone outside my family.
Clap, 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 clap. We have advanced students here. Ahaitupi apratiheta atha. Means that is unmotivated. I'm coming to temple, I'm coming to the class, I'm doing this one, I'm going to the temple, I'm doing services. Why? Because there's a motive behind why I am doing this. General people have a motive because if I do something spiritually, religiously, God will take care of myself and my family. And their bhakti little bit increases because then they think that I do all this thing because my family remotely will also be happy, right? My family will be remote, they are also happy. So that how it motivates them to do some type of bhakti, right? Unmotivated means there is no any agenda behind my service that I am doing, bhakti I am doing. There is no agenda at all. I am doing it. You go to temple, then people might ask, then if I go to temple, I have to fold my hands, close my eyes, I have to pray, and you're telling me we should not pray. What am I going to do then? Correct? Therefore, that's why we have to understand how to pray and what to pray, we don't know. All our prayers are mostly mixed prayers in some way or the other. Therefore, when you go to the temple, it's much better to recite and repeat what has been already prayed by the great sages. Makes sense? By repeat what already prayed, not by my father and mother. Unless and until they are Vedavyas, our father and mothers are like great souls. Then we can repeat their prayers. If not, we just simply repeat what the great souls, Acharya, they have recited so many stotras, so many slokas, so many things. We just repeat those things and that would be our prayers. That's why it's important for the children to learn all these slokas and stotras and all the different things. When we go to the Gajendra Moksha, we will understand how beneficial it is to teach these sort of mantras and slokas to the children when you get to that particular sloka. So, ahaituki, then unmotivated. Okay, I have no motivation. I mean, I don't have motive to do my service. But then is your bhakti uninterrupted? What does it mean? What does it mean? So, for example, so you are going to the temple. Okay? You're going to the temple. And they are giving you a service to make garlands. You're coming to the temple every Saturday. You're sitting with all the ladies over there. You're making garlands. And you're not telling, oh, Srini, Balaji, Govinda, I'm not expecting anything from you. I'm doing this as a service to you. Because I only need bhakti, nothing else. You're having all those things. You're doing all these things nicely. One person next to you, okay, pulled a couple of flowers from your bucket into ours. You're thinking, that's okay, I'm doing bhakti. It happened next Saturday also. Now she pulled the whole thing and keeping. Okay. Now you decided that you go and talk to the management. I will not come to the temple and do there. I'll rather do it at my home and bring it. Your bhakti is not stopped. Now there's an interruption of your regular process, what you've been doing, because something has happened, triggered, right? And then slowly that will change to some other interruption. And you'll finally tell what? I cannot make garlands. There's an interruption. Therefore, bhakti should be of two types. This is a simple message for today. Two types. One is it has to be unmotivated. Second is uninterrupted. And that is the highest bhakti that one can perform. One should perform. Now, how one develops bhakti is what is going to be the starting class for next Saturday. How this develops bhakti, where the bhakti comes from, we saw, right? Bhakti comes from bhakti. We touched lightly, but then that is where we are going to start in next class. What does it mean by bhakti comes from bhakti? It doesn't make sense. What does it mean? It is not from previous punya karma. It is not from God. It is not because of you doing something now. It's something different. So bhakti comes from bhakti. And the bhakti that we are going to talk in next class is not the bhakti that we are generally understanding as mixed bhakti. This bhakti is a para bhakti. Para, the pure bhakti. Savai pumsam paro dharma yato bhaktir adok saje. Ahaituki apratihata ayatma suprasidhati. Any questions? So we have done first chapter where the 6 questions has been asked. After 6 questions have been asked, Sutta Goswami in the second chapter is appreciating the questions asked by the Saunaka rishis, and then he thinks immediately about his guru Shukadeva Goswami, and then he prays his obeisances to all the devatas and everyone, Nara Narayana and so forth, and then further goes on answering the first question, how bhakti should be unmotivated, uninterrupted, and that is called a parabhakti, and that is what is beneficial for all people in general. And in next class we will see how this bhakti and where it comes from. Questions? Everyone is still awake? Okay, so we'll see next class the rest of the answers, and also Narada's entering into the scene. Narada is going to come, and Vedavyas and Narada conversation, and Narada is going to tell his childhood life, his childhood pastime. So those are coming up next. Thank you all. Hare Krishna.
Sending the recordings.
Yeah, I'll be uploading to
Oh, you will upload it?